Daniel Murphy, a very religious man, a high school stud, Atlantic Sun Player of the Year, a 13th round draft pick who flew through the minors, a decent player who turned into one of the greatest of all time for a couple of weeks, to almost an MVP, to an overpaid bust, not due to anything he could control, to a player who could barely run to first, to an early retiree. This is one of the craziest roller coaster careers in my lifetime, so let's get into it. When Daniel Murphy was a youngster, he never wanted to put the bat down. As he went into high school, he was raking. He would play against Billy Butler and Eric Hurley at Englewood High.
Hey, nice job staying above replacement, Eric.
In 2006, as a junior at Jacksonville College, he batted .398 and won Atlantic Sun Player of the Year. This performance would earn him a 13th round pick to the Mets. Murph would work relentlessly in the minors and would make his major league debut in 2008, where he would bat .313 in a short sample size. Murphy would take a step back in 2009 before missing the 2010 season because of 2 knee surgeries which arose in college. He would make a big step forward in 2011, where he would eventually get a starting role in 2012. This was the same year as Johan Santana's No. Shameless plug. What are you gonna do to stop me? It's my channel. 2012 would be his best year yet. He would bat .291 in 156 games. In 2014, he would make the All-Star team. He was batting .320 in mid-August until another knee surgery ended his season. Oh yeah, and this guy came into the league. This brought Murphy into 2015. The 2015 Mets were great. These were some of my favorite sports memories. The Mets would hire a new hitting coach before the 2015 season to work with Murph on pulling the ball more. These changes didn't make too much of a difference until October. On October 13th, 2015, Murphy would start something that no one would see coming. Not even Murph, who would state, "I have no idea what I'm doing." Murphy would step into the box in the 4th against some no-name pitcher. Oh wait, that's 2.1 ERA prime Clayton Kershaw, who was second in Cy Young voting, and who's notoriously difficult against lefties. Well, a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. In the rubber match of an NLDS in the tie game in the 6th against 1.66 Zach Greinke, who finished 3rd in Cy Young voting, no way he does it again. Okay, well, a broken clock's right twice a day. Okay, in the next game against the Cubs and John Lester. Okay, what's going on? Alright. Well, in the next game, in the 1st inning, against Cy Young Award winner Jake Arrieta. I can't think of any more cliches. What is happening? What is happening? Kyle Hendricks? The next game in the 8th against Fernando Rodney, who had a .75 ERA? What just happened? You know what? Let's ask Daniel Murphy.
I really can't. I can't explain that.
Well, let's look at his overall stats. .526 average, 6 straight games with a bomb, and in one game, he had 2 bombs off of Clayton Kershaw. By the way, that's a record. He beat Barry Bonds in 2002 for 6 straight games with a bomb in the postseason. Yes, these are counting stats, foolish baseball and stark raving sports. I'm not going to use WRC plus or F-War, just like Edwin Starr once said.
Yeah, what is it? Absolutely nothing.
Nah, I'm just kidding. I like stats like OPS plus, but I don't understand a lot of those advanced stats. Murph eventually said that when he played well, he shared it with God. He stated, "The more notoriety I got, I tried to push in closer to Jesus. I didn't want to take that glory for myself. It was a really, really sweet time in our lives." Well, let's look at his stats in the World Series. Oh. Well, let's see what he did in the field. Oh God. It wasn't just that he committed these errors, it was the spots he committed these errors. Game 4, Mets down in the series 2-1, and they're in a 3-2 game in the 8th. Routine ground ball, and Murph, come on now. Oh, come on. Okay, elimination game this time, extra innings. Oh, they can turn too. Oh my God, Murphy, what are you doing? Oh my God. Okay. Murphy would state, being on top of the mountain and then being at the bottom of the barrel. Just felt like a perfect picture in God's grace and love in our lives. Jesus didn't love me any less when I made those errors in the World Series than he did when I was hitting those runs in the NLCS. Bad fielding wasn't new for Murph. From 2011 to 2015, he would have a negative 30 defensive runs saved. Hey, I used a semi-advanced stat besides OPS+. And I really like OPS+. It balances out all the factors like ballpark and era, with a 100 OPS+ being average. Thanks, foolish. The Mets would lose the 2015 World Series in 5 games, but you cannot blame the World Series loss on Murph. Blame it on Duda. No, I'm kidding. No. Without him, we wouldn't have made it there. Murphy won postseason player of the year besides the fact that he sucked during the World Series. Murphy played himself into a 2-year, $24 million contract with the NL East division rival Washington Nationals? I wonder how he did with them. .347 average, league-leading .595 slugging percentage, and a league-leading .985 OPS with an OPS plus of 155. He was 55% better than the average hitter. He finished second in MVP voting and took home a Silver Slugger. The Nationals jumped the Mets by 8 games in 2016, making the NLDS. But, they were the Nationals in the playoffs. Of course they lost in 5. Alright, let's look at his 2017 stats. .322 average, .543 slugging percentage, .928 OPS, and a 136 OPS plus. Oh yeah, and he took home another Silver Slugger. The Nats were the only team above 500 in the NL East that year, and I wonder what they did in the NLDS. Oh yeah, they lost in 5 games again. Yeah, they were still the Nationals. Murphy began declining in 2018, where he missed more than 2 months following another knee surgery and hit a mere .299 with 12 homers and 42 RBIs between the Nationals and the Cubs. Let me say that again. Murphy began declining with a .299 average. The most interesting thing about his time with the Nats was how he performed against the Mets. Maybe the Mets not giving Murph an offer had something to do with that. .395 average, 24 extra base hits, including 9 homers and 35 RBIs in just 140 at-bats from 2016 to 2017, which equates to about 39 homers, a career high for Murph, and 103 extra base hits, which is the best since Barry Bonds in 2001 if you expand that performance to a full season. Murph's contract was up in 2018, so he signed a 2-year deal with the Rockies that seemed to offer Murphy a chance to regain his ridiculous numbers while playing half his games at Coors Field. But he suffered a broken finger early in the 2019 season and finished with an OPS plus of 88. Again, 100 is the average for OPS plus. Murphy's 88 OPS plus put him 12% below league average. His 2020 contract year was even worse. He hit .236 with a .608 OPS and a 55 OPS plus, which is the same as Willie Tavares in 2008. Oh look, he was a Rocky too. Murph could have gotten a DH job if he wanted, but he knew he was done when he couldn't get down to first. With a self-aware guy like Murph, you knew once he was done, he would retire. And that's what he did. On January 29th, 2021, Daniel Murphy announced his retirement. Murphy has given Mets fans like myself so much to be thankful for. That 2015 playoff run was magical. Some of the best memories of my life. The World Series performance hurt, but I wouldn't trade those memories for anything. Thank you, Murph.